All right, I am back for episode 5 of my Bloomfield series, and today I'm going to go through kind of my secondary options and backups for recruiting, and it is 2:26 p.m., so recruiting will run in about 2.5 hours, right after I recorded my last video, which was my kind of top options for recruiting. So, what do I look for in my backup options? Well, it's kind of two different things. One is just players who aren't quite good enough, right? Their ratings are just a little bit lower. And a good example of that is a guy like Stanley Greenwald, right? I mean, he's not like a niche player in any way. He's not a role player. He's just like backup starter. This is kind of would be a starter of mine on a not as good team. And he has some super decent qualities. Like he has decent ath speed defense and the really high low post, great stamina, right? But I mean, he's kind of missing 20 points of speed, 10 points of ball handling passing, 20 points of defense, right? Or 25 points of perimeter to be that like player I want to start on a Bloomfield team that I think is going to go deep, right? So that's one type of backup I'll look for. This guy just isn't quite as good as like Wesley Roberts, right? You're just missing 20 or 25 points in an important category. And my second type of backup, which are the ones I kind of prefer to take, are like elite role players at one thing, like Gabe Riley. Look at this guy, right? All right, two guesses on what he's good at. Like he's gonna play the three. He's gonna shut you down for 40 minutes a game. Be able to shoot free throws, so he can even slash a little and get some boards and a couple assists and not turn the ball over. He's like an elite role player. This is a guy I want to start at the three on a team I think can win the title and have him be the worst starter, right? And Mark Moore is the exact same thing. He's just more defense. He's another three, and he has a couple different qualities. Which is that he's a little faster, he's an even better passer, and he's an okay rebounder. But again, the what Riley does great is 100 defense, 100 stamina, and Moore is just a little less good at stamina and athleticism. So I actually kind of prefer Riley, even though Moore's faster, can even shoot a tiny bit passing. He's ranked overall, even though he's ineligible. I think I can land him. He's a backup. I don't think you take this guy low D1 if you have a brain. And then exact same thing here, Lewis Russell. He's also ranked overall. These small forwards, I guess, as he's listed as a shooting guard, tend to be ranked. But yeah, this guy's another elite defensive three. But why this guy's better than the other two is green 10 low post. I've seen that get up to like 65 before. And then you can slot him at the two maybe and have him be an elite scorer. And he knows my offense and defense. So yeah, Lewis Russell's my favorite out of the three. He'll also be the hardest to get. He should probably be a green, but I just put these three guys next to each other. These are elite role players. And my last defender is the guy named Robert Bills, who is kind of four, I guess. He's projected D2. He's from California. And then listed position matters. If this guy's listed as a small forward, I have less confidence in green 19 low post and more confidence in green 15 passing to grow, right? But he's listed as a power forward, so he's a pretty damn good player if that low post gets to 100. So he's a backup. I think I can grab him because he's projected D2. I'll put him at the 4. But he's the type of guy I kind of want to take a flyer on just because that 19 low post, like, if that gets high, he's an unstoppable scorer at the 4 and he can rebound a little. Decent passer, etc. Decent stamina. Yeah, so those are my 4 role player defense guys. Then some other guys I have. One is Richard Thies. He's in the first category, right? He's just not quite good enough. He's missing something. Whether it's being an elite shot blocker, elite rebounder, it's kind of hard to put 69 shot blocking at the 5, right? Obviously, the ath. You need a redeeming quality to make up for 59 ath to be a big I'm gonna go for. And why Donald Bell is better is because he has the redeeming quality of 100 rebounding, 100 shot blocking, 44 speed, 47 ball handling, right? While Thies doesn't really have much of a redeeming quality. Like, I guess the 100 low post is nice, the defense could get really high, but I don't have that much confidence for defense to be 40 higher than athleticism. You see it be 20 higher in player progression sometimes. But yeah, when you get down to it, he's just not quite as good, and he's ineligible, and I'm interested in like maybe five other ineligibles more. I've heard conflicting information about how many ineligibles can show up to campus, but I've heard some good players say with each extra ineligible you recruit, it's less likely they show up to campus. Not 100%, but moving on. Another backup I have is Richard Shea. I mean, this guy's kind of bad. I don't want to take him. He's a JUCO who doesn't know my offense, doesn't have great ratings anywhere. He's probably I'll take walk-ons over him. Then John Byron. Yeah, he's projected D2. Another ineligible. He's from California. I accidentally scouted him thinking he was a JUCO, but yeah, he's decent. Look at this. I'm gonna press that $700 scouting button next cycle if it looks like I could get him. And even with F minus passing, I think this guy is pretty good. I'm not great at level 3 to level 4 kind of calculations, but you'd think if these are green or defense and rebounding are green, he'd be a guy I'd definitely want to take. So I don't really know much about Byron. I put one attention point on him. So then, um, back to the role player front. Yeah, if I'm gonna take a backup and I can't get Riley Moore Russell Bills, maybe I even take Ryan Bishop over Thies because he can shoot. He can come in and come off the bench at the 3 and just chuck up shots, which is maybe something I'm interested in, considering my best shooter right now is a guy who's only at 72 or something 72 per with 20 work ethic. So if I'm gonna make the tournament next year, maybe Bishop will be helpful. But a guy like more than Bishop, even though he's a less good shooter, is Hemphill. I'm much more likely to take Hemphill than Bishop. If it looks like I'm alone on him again, I'll click the 700 button and look at B minus stamina with growth. Decent shooter. He'll be able to play defense and actually distribute. Maybe he's even a 1. Yeah, I like Hemphill a lot. I can see myself winding up with this guy for sure. I would probably rescind Bingham to get him. Like, rescinding Bingham is totally an option if I'm going to bring in a JUCO guard. And talking about JUCO guards, there's this guy, Robert Fisher, who, yeah, he knows my defense. He can't play defense right now. He doesn't know my offense, and his offense ratings are decent. I mean, look what he's going to get to, right? He's going to be an elite scorer at the 2. Decent defender. Do I rescind Bingham for him? That's a question. And I think probably not. And for those of who forgot, this is what Bingham looks like. He has 20 points of D growth left, 20 points of ball handling growth left, literally. They both turned yesterday. So, yeah, Bingham isn't a great player, but AIQ in my offense kind of makes him my starting point guard next year. So, that's a bunch of fun. Guys I haven't gone through yet. One is Bert Kaysen, who is pretty cool. But I think he could fall to me from D1 because I don't think you recruit this guy in low D1 because he's kind of a project big. Remember, shot blocking, low post, or green, they could be anywhere in here. But that 32 work ethic makes him not a very project-friendly option. On the bright side, he knows my offense and defense, so he could come in and play the 4, backup 4 next year. But when you get down to it, I'm just not a fan of project bigs with low work ethic. He's not even going to score until he's a senior. I'm not high on this guy, to be honest, but I mean, he kind of appeals to me because look at this, and I could have a realistic chance of getting him. So that's Bergkation for you. And then finally, one of my favorite players here, Frank McKee. He's listed as a center, so all these greens per ball handling passing speed aren't going to get that high. Low post could feasibly get to 100, but I think he's a 4, who's a speedy 4. Knows my offense defense, that's fun. And then Norwood is a guy I'm probably not going to get who I don't even like that much because I really hate low speed ball handling passing bigs, and then I'm probably not going to get him. So, yeah, thank you. And see you with more recruiting later.